Hello, comrades. Welcome back to Jacob's Custom Gunworks. Today, got an update on the AK101. Finally got a couple of pieces and parts in that I have been waiting on forever, and I figured I'd shoot a quick video about it. So we'll go ahead and start with the stock set. This is the first thing I ordered. This is the Choate Machine and Tool Dragunov stock for the AK, specifically the stamped receiver. I had to do a little bit of fitting on the rear buttstock in order to get some things to work. One of the things I had to do is I had to inlet underneath here a little bit for the bolt to make some clearance, because Palmetto State Armory is obsessed with their puzzle piece tang, and to get it to fit correctly, I just had to finagle a little bit, and then of course I had to modify this puzzle piece tang a little bit for it to work as well, but everything fit good now. The other thing I had to do was I flipped the retaining nut around so it's upside down for it to, of course, attach to the bottom side of the grip. No clearance issues. I don't have any parts or anything banging up against it. You could make that nicer by going to your local hardware store and probably getting a nylock nut and a big washer. The other thing I had to do is get a little bit longer bolt. The one that they included in the kit was a little short because, of course, it's designed for that to be the correct width. But it does work. You can do it on these puzzle piece guns, but it'll take a little creativity, so just to be forewarned. The other thing is I did order the extended cheek piece. This also fits the look, completes that look of the firearm. Went and ordered that. I'm going to tell you that this is a double-edged sword. This is great for the look, and if you're using an optic like I am, that POSP scope, it works great, but the problem is you can't get your face down far enough to see through your iron sights. So with this style scope, yeah, it works great, but you will be limited to just using the scope. If you're okay with that, great. The other thing is if you're using a centered optic with an aftermarket mount and, of course, the optic itself, again, this may get in the way. It may be too much, and you may have to do a little finagling. This is their standard size. They make this size and then a large size as well, so I went with the standard for obvious reasons. Handguard-wise, this is also part of their kit. Nothing real crazy to write home about, just black polymer. Looks kind of neat, a little bit different. The only other thing that I did, let me move this sling out of the way, there we go, is I added a Magpul rail. And I think this is a 7 slot, but what I should have done is I completely forgot this is an M-lock rail, and I should have took that gap you see there and just grounded down flush, but it works. It's on there solid, so it should be fine. Cool stock set. You don't see any of them on YouTube that I've looked for. See the SKS ones, but I haven't seen a Choate AK one, so I figured that's pretty neat. Sling, nothing crazy. This was a PSL sling that I had laying around, black to complete the look, so it's pretty cool. Muzzle brake wise, I'm probably going to slaughter the pronunciation of this company. Please forgive me, but I believe this is a Bulwaris Cayman brake. I got this from Carolina Shooter Supply, and in their description, it sounded like, or at least to me, it sounded like this was kind of a caliber specific one. They had it listed for 545 and 223. When I checked the diameter, everything, the exit hole and everything, and it's I don't see any reason why this wouldn't accommodate a 30 caliber projectile. But if you go to their website, that's what it's listed for. So just, kind of a disclosure. Optic, like we said, I've talked about these scopes a lot. This is the AK mount. Of course, this is a POSP scope. This is a 4-8 first focal plane scope I had laying around. I thought it was pretty fitting for this rifle. I had some 4-power ones, but I just decided to go this direction. The other thing I decided to go ahead and do is I bought some of these WPB 10-round magazines to complete the look. And quite honestly, if I'm out hunting coyotes with this or anything else, 30-round magazines can get in the way from time to time. So 10-round ones are kind of nice to have for what I'm going to do with this. The other thing is, looking in the inside here, they look like they clear pretty well. I don't think I'm going to have any issue with them. I haven't put any ammo through it as of yet, but I don't see any reason why it won't work. Lastly, I went ahead and I got a K&S piston, specifically for the fact of trying to get this suppressed at some point in time, and I didn't want to have to deal with it later. I figured I'd just do it now. Let's see. K&S lists this on their website, specifically for the AK101. It's not really showing up on. There we go. The APS AK101-S-109. I don't know how. Trying to get it to pop up. Anyway, that's the piston you're looking for. There you go. And the last time I installed a KNS piston, I just simply knocked that roll pin out using my punch and a hammer. This one I actually had to drill out. It was kind of a pain in the ass. And then I found out that this lovely, whoever drilled this did not drill it 100% straight. It was off a little bit, so got a little creative there with the roll pin, but it's not going anywhere. It's pretty solid. So I figured I'd leave the gun apart so I could show you that as well. As of now, this is about as far as this gun's going to go. I might put a bipod on here when I go to the range and whatnot, just to have something to play with. And, of course, the next step after that is to look at getting a suppressor for this. So we'll start with getting it dialed in. It has snowed, a little over a foot and a half of snow in the last 5 days. So it may be a while before I get out and shoot this. But there's the update on it. It's kind of cool. I like the Dragunov look to it. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Something different than the standard AK look. So, yeah. Figured I'd share that with you. And, about all I got for you today. Until next time, comrades.